Hi everyone, welcome back for another Beyblade Burst GT unboxing, and my Big Bang Genesis has finally arrived. There was a few delays with him, but he got here in the end, and that is all that matters. So we're going to start things off by checking out the listed table of contents here. So over on the left first, and we've got our Big Bang armor here, which is the main feature of the bay, and then the Big Bang Genesis layer, or Genesis. I say Genesis because it has a Y there, but a lot of people are calling it Genesis. And then our forge disc for this one is the O disc, and then our driver is yard metal, so another metal version of an old driver. And then up in the top right, diagram showing us that this armor can be attached to the old layer, as well as Prime Apocalypse, which you've probably seen in the anime anyway. And then undecipherable by me stat there, and finally one last diagram letting us know the spin direction of the bay as far as I can tell. And that's it for the box. We'll get him opened up and have a proper look at everything. Looks like there might be a couple of stickers there to put on, so we'll get those on, and we'll compare it with the old layer, as well as having a go at getting that armor on, and finish everything off with a test launch in a stadium. Okay, well that's everything out of our packaging now, and as I said before, there are a couple of stickers to put on, so I'll go away, I'll get those on, and we'll come back for the rest of the review. Alright, well I'm back with our stickers on. That was nice and quick, and we'll start off with our layer. Well, here he is, looking mighty awesome. Well, that purple is a much needed improvement to the colouring of this bay. The old one was a little bit plain in my opinion, even though it was meant to match the dress style of Gwen, but anyway, I love the new coloring, and I'm just going to grab the old one here so we do a bit of a comparison between the two. So it is still a defensive style bay according to stats and everything, but they've just added a bit of offense to it, and it'll enable it to knock back its opponent when being attacked a bit more, with all these sweeping up points on it, sort of giving it a bit of an uppercut effect, I guess. And we've still got the same burst points as the previous layer, but they'll be pretty much made redundant with that armor on him, acting as a burst stopper for those. So we'll have a little go at putting that on now and see what he looks like then. So I've got the armor now, and I had a quick go off camera, and I think I've got this down packed. You'll notice there are these points on either end of it there, and the ones on the bay, and you'll start off a little bit to the right of those points, and it should clip on rather easily, and then you'll shift it forward to line those two up, and there we are. It's locked in and cannot be removed, and then you'll shift it back if you want to pop him off, but I'll leave him on there for the moment because I'll just demonstrate on how it affects the layer. So it is in burst position, but you cannot push these points in even though the red is showing, and then when the red isn't showing, you've pretty much got zero chance of bursting the bay. But the frame can actually be shifted forward to a different position from impact. So just quickly do that now. So as you'll notice that I've shifted it forward, and those points are not aligned anymore. And then if our red comes back into play, you are able to burst the layer with the armor on. So there is a chance still of being able to burst this layer. Alright, with that I'll have a quick look at what this is like on Prime Apocalypse. Here's Prime Apocalypse now, and we'll do the same thing. I'll just put it a bit to the right there of that top point, and it should go on rather easily. There it goes. I heard it click then, and there we are, holding that, even though we're in red, holding that that burst point out still. And then I'm guessing it'll shift out of the way. Yep, it shifts out of the way when it takes enough impacts, letting you burst Prime Apocalypse, which is almost a zero chance of doing anyway. I haven't burst him so far, so this just pretty much guarantees that Prime Apocalypse won't be bursting when it's on him. Oh well, that's it for that. I was going to put it on the previous layer, but I think putting it on the new one and Prime Apocalypse pretty much covers everything. And we'll move on to our disc now. Well, for that, as I mentioned when reading out the back of the packaging, we have the O disc, and this is used on many bays, and for good reason, because it is perfectly balanced and has a good amount of weight to it. Also, Prime Apocalypse uses the exact same disc, so it ties in well with these style of bays, and not much else to say about that, so we'll move on to our driver. So they've given us yard metal for the driver, and it has that really nice purple color that the layer does, and features a metal ball bearing, hence the name yard metal. So another variation on a driver that already exists. So it is pretty well balanced and has a bit of life after death thanks to that frame attached to it, but actually is not the driver they use in the anime. So in that they're still using the hybrid driver on Big Ben, so I'll probably be using that for the majority of my battles and saving this one for a few side battles instead. And we'll piece him together now and finish everything off with a test launch in a stadium. Okay, well, everything's all set now, and 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Awesome. Sitting in the center, spinning nicely. That red showing through on the purple there with the armor, and so that yard metal performing well. I would say better than its plastic counterparts, which is why they do these conversions to the metal. And that's pretty much it, folks. I hope you liked the video, and until next time, enjoy the rest of your day.